Ego is the natural belief and dominant power in one's abilities, motivating individuals to reach their full potential. As Isagi, driven by Bluelock's ego, evolves from doubting himself to surpassing his limits. Nagi, who was once lazy and unmotivated, turns into a monster and makes Chijiri rise up to break his fears. Welcome, as in this video I'll be giving you the best 3 steps to blossom or find your ego. With this knowledge you can outperform many individuals and multiply your growth. You might be asking yourself on why I'm the best person to teach you. I'll explain why. Now, back then, I used to be a low life, with no motivation for living, and would be scrolling countlessly on TikTok, addicted to my screen, wasting my time and building the habit of laziness. The world had treated me like shit and damaged me badly, especially my confidence in myself, as each day I would step out my home, I'd have eyes glued to me with disgusted facial expressions and laughter surrounded. I would be constantly on the internet, falling into a deep rabbit hole of doing nothing and senseless scrolling of videos, until I stumbled upon this video that struck a chord. The video was titled "Subscribe to Darkminlands." Bruh. My fault guys, haha, but it was titled "The Road to Success from Sheer Determination and Willpower" with a black thumbnail. Curiosity was piqued, so I clicked, and the first 3 minutes I watch from the video I start to think how worthless my life really was and how pathetic I am for letting myself go and having someone do 10 times better than me financially, appearance-wise, and the lifestyle he lived. I shut off my phone and ran to the washroom for a drink of water until I looked into the mirror, reflecting my sad, unattractive figure. A thought came to my mind. How long are you going to complain when there's someone in harsher conditions working harder than you are in this moment, you pathetic coward? As my ego started to speak, and for the first time in my life, I actually began my self-improvement journey, as ego had a huge positive impact on my life. Step 1. Generating your ego. Ego is what helps you do that little extra, fueling you to go on longer than your competitor and determines your fate for the victor. The feeling of ego is quite uncommon and the ability to really use it is quite low, so with this framework I used can help you stay in a constant ruthless mode and can surpass others or your own abilities. Create a person in your head, with some personality traits and a name, for example Jack. Once you've done this, create a list of things that Jack can do no matter what state of mind or the conditioning of his body is in that you wouldn't do. Remember the list you've made mentally, because whenever you feel lazy or get too comfortable, remember that Jack is always pushing through, putting his emotions aside to achieve the goals you strive for. The only difference between you and your rival lies in your actions, as Jack will get up early in the morning to achieve his goals and complete tasks. The crazy thing about this is you can emulate his actions. By doing so you will constantly strive to improve yourself daily, performing at a remarkable level and unlock a newer version of yourself. Step 2. Boosting your ego. To this day I still remembered how motivated the video had gotten me. To finally work on myself I was mentally ready in the moment, but my motivation only lasted 2 days as I fell back into my old habits of scrolling and laziness. Remember that ego isn't the only component to reaching success, so what are the other components? Determination and self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors to achieve specific goals. With self-discipline, we tend to do things over an extended period of time that are hard and dull that you won't enjoy doing. Sometimes we'll say to ourselves, I'm going to stop my bad habits starting today, I will discipline myself. It becomes motivation, but it can easily fade away. The good thing though is that self-discipline is a skill that can be learned and upgraded through effort and consistency. Taking the first step will always be the hardest challenge, as majority of the population can't complete the first step. Most students, for example, believe that they'll be successful after finishing school, but can you guess how many are actually successful? Exactly my point. By taking action of the first step, it turns into another and another, creating a chain reaction for momentum to finally build up the motivation to achieve whatever goal you have in mind. Step 3. Using ego to practice and become consistent with your goals. Majority of people try to achieve their goals, but it becomes difficult over time, and 98% of people fail. It will always take practice and consistency to get your desired outcome, repeating the boring things you hate to do. I had to learn consistency the hard way during my journey, failing many times. The me back then would have started doing puzzles to realize it's tough, requiring you to think, be focused, and can get uncomfortable at times. What he couldn't realize is that it's okay to feel uncomfortable, which is a critical part of the process that can turn him into a strong opponent to face. No one's born with self-discipline, and with every skill we learn it requires practice, effort, and consistency to see the progress of how far we've came along the path. Listen people, even though we don't know each other, I want you to know that you have what it takes to succeed as you press this video for the answer to require it. No one will help you push yourself except you, so do whatever needs to be done and hold yourself accountable at times when you're not productive. It will be hard and you'll face many challenges, but giving up is never the option. You will feel a lot more better when you look into the mirror and say, man, this kid has been through a lot. Look how far he came. I believe in you and hope you reach your success that you dream of. Like, comment and subscribe for more content like this, and remember to always stay curious, strategic and devoted to expanding knowledge.